32 years at CVT, a step-down unit in Parnassus. So we're fighting for our fair contract. We need fair housing. We need wages. We need safe staffing, and we need affordable health care.
And the issue of housing, I mean, a lot of workers can't afford to live here.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, of course.
What percentage of the members are commuting they can't afford to live in San Francisco?
At least like 60 or more. I don't have the, but I have co-workers that leaves an hour and a half. Yeah, or sometimes I know some employees sleeps in their car so they don't have to commute the next day because it's really hard. And I, for one, I pay 4,600 for my rent. I'm lucky that I only live 30 minutes away from UC, but I have to pay a mortgage. But I rent. That's a rent.
And how many workers are in your union here at UC?
3,000. Yeah.
And why is the university taking a hard line? Why don't they negotiate? Apparently this hospital makes profit.
Yes. They just gave the executive 30%. The chancellors, they gave them 30% raise.
How much do they make?
Yeah. So our president is like $1 million. Yeah. And then they live rent free. And then they can afford to buy another house. But their frontline workers, who they call heroes, don't.
So what kind of work do you do?
I'm a hospital unit service coordinator. I work at the front desk and help our
unit. Pretty stressful, the situation.
Of course, yeah. We take care of lots of TCU. You know, the step down. When they come from ICU, they come to our floor. So there's a lot of people, patients who are sick, very sick.
So what are you demanding?
So safe staffing, because right now it's really, the safe staffing really hurts the patient. It really hurts the patient and our staff because they're overworked. And then the patient, they need to wait until they get help because there's not a lot of staff that's gonna work. Like our floor is 45 patients. And if we have only 3 PCAs, it's like 15 per PCAs.
So it hurts the patients.
Yes. And then affordable housing. A lot of our members lives outside San Francisco. They have to go to cross the bridge, travel one and a half hours, and then affordable health care. We need affordable health care. We work in the hospital. We work in the hospital, but we cannot get a low cost health care. What's up with that? Yeah, that's it. There you go. So that's and then wages. The inflation here is 14%. So we just need a livable wage. The PCT contract expires last July 31st, and then the service will expire at the end of the month.
And there are other unions as well negotiating, UAW and UPTE.
Yeah, if they just give us what we, fair contract, they don't have to pay anybody.
Are you prepared to go on strike?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
So what's the next step?
We're waiting for fact finding, and then after that there's mediation, and then that's it. They can afford buying hospital in Irvine, San Diego, and now here in San Francisco too. And they have construction. All we need is a fair contract, and then no money for that.
My name is Bernadette Parker. We're out here today to fight for livable wages, affordable wages, housing assistance. assistance with our health care, and safe staffing.
What are your conditions? Why aren't you safe? What are your conditions?
Well, the reason we don't have safe staffing is because no one wants to take the jobs that UC is offering due to the low wages. The low wages do not allow us to meet the cost of living. We have families, we have rent, we have food we need to provide, and transportation. We can't meet the cost of living on the wages in which we receive here. UC is giving their executives top rate raises, yet they don't want to give us an affordable minimum wage. We deserve way more than what they're offering us. We run UC. It's because of the workers that UC is one of the renowned institutions here in California. But yet they treat us like second-class citizens.
Well, who are these regents and managers? Who are they?
I don't know them by name, but they run this show here. They're the ones
appointed by the governor.
Yeah, they're the ones. Yes, he does. And they're the ones sitting on all the money. They're the ones being provided with housing that they don't need, additional housing that we're employed to go and maintain and take care of them in. How fair is that for these little or no wages?
And what is it like trying to survive on your wages? How difficult is it?
It's very difficult. I've had to take on I work 2 full-time jobs, 5 days a week, and in order to try to make ends meet. It's very difficult. I could not survive. I've had to move out of San Francisco because of the cost of living was too high for me. So adjusting to these wages are unmanageable for many of us. Many of our members are sleeping in their cars because they can't afford to travel as far out as they live. We spend 8 to 12 hours a day in this institution doing the best we can to make it the best, but yet we're not even acknowledged. We're treated like second-class citizens. We're being slapped in the face with disrespect.
Are there any workers on the regions?
No. No. Not UC workers.
Should they be?
They should, so that they can feel the wrath of their decision-making and how it does impact us as individuals.
And other unions are facing contract fight here, UPTE, UAW. What do you think about the other unions as well? Because it seems like they're facing the same problems.
I stand in solidarity with all of those that are striking, that are fighting. Because again, the cost of living. We spend more time in these institutions than we do with our families. Yet we're not making enough to feed ourselves and our families.
And does this affect the patients? How is this affecting the patients?
It does. It affects the patients in that we provide proper care to them, and without the patient care workers, UC will lose a lot of money, and that's what we need to hit them in their pocket.
Well, it seems like they have a lot of money. They're buying St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
They're buying all these hospitals. They're spending billions on construction. What's the priority?
It seems that they are the priority and not their workers who work to make this institution continue to thrive as it is. As we watch new buildings coming up, yet they're telling us we don't have enough money to take care of our 35,000 employees within this union that keep us going. So we don't agree with that at all. So we stand in solidarity with all those that are fighting for higher wages, safer staffing, affordable health care, housing assistance. We deserve that and more for the work we put in here.
Are you prepared to go on strike?
I am absolutely prepared to go on strike. I am willing to make that sacrifice as I'm trying to encourage all of those that are affected by the decision making of the university.
And what can people do who want to support you?
Come out and strike with us. Come out and get on the line with us. Let your voices be heard. Should this issue reach the ballot, vote on behalf of UC's workers to help us. That's a question that we often ask ourselves. Why do we have to go outside of UC? It's a money thing. It's a money thing, and we're fighting for that right now because they're trying to remove our cap from our health care plan.
What is the cap?
I think it's about 10%. I may be wrong, but they're trying to take that from us, which means we'll be paying more into health care. Everywhere we turn here, we're paying more into the UC system, and we're getting less from it. That's not fair.
So you're working in a hospital, and they want to make you pay more to go to hospital.
Exactly.
Healthcare.
Exactly.
We got the power! Is this privatization or profiteering? I mean, because it seems like everyone should get health care, and yet they're trying to cut your wages by raising your
That's because they're financially benefiting from all of the cuts and all the raises and benefits that we have to pay for. They don't worry about any of those issues. They don't have to worry about health care. They don't have to worry about housing and food supply, because that's all given to them while we work our tails off to try to acquire it for our families. So there's no fairness in that. UC is offering us less than what we're already receiving. Again,
so that's a cut.
That's a cut. And it's an unfair cut, yet it's an increased load of work that's placed upon us due to the short staff. They don't have enough people to fulfill the job status.
What does that do for the employees, the workers, when they're understaffed?
A lot of us are dealing with injuries. A lot of us are mentally stressed out. We're overworked and underpaid. And it becomes frustrating because there's nothing we can do but come out here and fight to be heard. And hopefully other members of the university's family will hear our plea and join us in this fight.
Speaker is the Executive Secretary of San Francisco Labor Council, Kim Tavaglione.
You know, this city is in great turmoil right now. We have our decisions to make. It's election season. And we know that workers are struggling in this city more than ever before. Who here is a renter? Lots of you.
Yeah.
Do you know there was a debate at the Board of Supervisors yesterday over expanding rent control over Prop 33? This should not be happening. This city needs to do more. UC needs to do more for workers in this city. Making it affordable, expanding rent control, making sure that every worker in this city gets health care, has a reliable pension that they need to rely on. This is about you getting what you truly deserve and making sure this city stands for workers day in and day out. We have so many strikes going on in this city right now. This is one of them. We have the Unite Here workers who are out in the hotels, open 24/7. They're striking 4 major hotels downtown. We have this strike, which I think is pending. We have multiple strikes pending. We have Teamsters going out on strike against Recology. We have Kaiser in Southern California going on. That's because this state no longer respects workers. This state needs to do more. UC needs to do more. UC has the power, they have the money, they just don't have the will. And what do we know how to bend their will? Yes. Do we know how to bend their will? Yes. So we will keep marching and keep fighting until we get what we deserve. Yes. 32, 99, 32, 99.
What's this about?
Contract.
What do we want?
Out here to support the workers here. We're trying to get them fair pay, just low wages, not enough pay for these workers. We want to make sure that we help them out because all our community comes out here to get services out here, and they don't get enough pay for these. They get millions of dollars in this institution. It's one of the largest employers in our city, and they need to pay these workers out here more better wages because they're getting good money, and these folks here, they deserve good money too. So
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an executive director of Homies, organizing the mission to empower youth. We're here in solidarity of these workers here.
Our contract has not been updated. We've been trying to do that for the past few months, and they're not listening to us. They're not doing it.
Building new buildings?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Of course, they have the money for that. Obviously, they're saying it's all donation, but they don't have the money to give us what we want. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not educated. They don't educate themselves. All our tax money is going to Israel, to the war. I was at the rally yesterday, the Dayan. So, yeah, but we have to educate more people to understand. I mean, we don't even have the money for our schools here. we can do a walkout. So we'll see if that happens.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a bone marrow technician, and it's like almost every year we're fighting for something. So unfortunately, they don't listen to us.
What do we want?